Well, hey guys, just another quick chill with Bill. One to give a thank you and a little bit of how to have hope in hard times. But first of all, thank you all for everyone who prayed for me and my family during this time when I had the Rona. And just let you know, I'm all good. I'm all back into the world, and I'm excited. I'll be back this weekend preaching Throat Punch, so I'll be there. Hope to see you there too. And I just wanted to thank you, so many people. Thank you for all the prayers, all the messages, all the encouraging words, and especially thank you for all the food. I don't know if I can truly thank you for that much food, but it was amazing. I love our church. You are an amazing church, amazing people. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for me and my family. We made it fine. So that's awesome. And I'm just letting you know, we'll be back this weekend. I hope you'll be back at church this weekend as well. And because we're just going to continue praising Jesus through a weird year. I mean, this year has been awful weird and hard. And it seems like right when you think things are going to be normal again, they're not. We live in a pretty politically kind of charged environment as well. And how do you continue to find hope during hard times? And all I'm going to say is this: you probably shouldn't rely on hope in hard times. What? What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is what you find your hope in. Not that we shouldn't have hope, but it's usually what we put the hope in. We need to have hope through, not just hope in. See, the problem with hope, how most of us try to hang on during a tough time when it's like, hey, the world, I don't know if I can go any further. I don't know what could happen. I don't know what's next. It's just, when is the world going to get normal? And my question to you is, when was the world ever normal? And the problem with how most of us try to embrace hope is this: we put hope in how we think the world should be. And the problem is, when our hope is in how we think the world should be, we're never truly happy. We're never going to be content and have joy or peace until the world is the way we want it to be. But that's not what we should be putting our hope in. Matter of fact, Proverbs 19, verse 21 says this. It says, "You can make many plans, but the Lord's purpose will prevail." It's talking about how men, we always have plans, we always have hopes, we always have dreams of how we think things should work. But he says, but in the end, God's plan is what should prevail. We should be putting our hope in God's purposes. We should be putting our hope in God's word. In other words, we should be putting our hope in Jesus Christ. And anytime we put our hope in anything other than that, we're only going to be frustrated. We're only going to be disappointed. Because when we have this idea in our head of how the world is supposed to be, when it's not that way, it's frustrating. I see this all the time whenever they make movies out of books. And people who love the books sometimes are the most frustrated people when they go see the movies. You've done it. You have that beloved book series. Because here's the problem. You read those books and you have in your mind what it should look like, what it should be like as a movie. And then when all of a sudden the directors take it a different direction, the actors don't portray the characters the way you imagined it in your head, you're very frustrated and disappointed. And see, what we need to learn to do right now, no matter what you're going through, is to put hope in the plans and the purposes of Jesus. Put our hope in the Lord. Not our hope in the Lord to give us a world the way we imagine it, but a hope that we will just be able to, by faith, go where he's called us to go. Be close to us as we go through these tough times. I was just reading today about the railroad they built through the Alps in Switzerland, Austria. And there's this pass that they wanted to build a railroad through called the Semmering Pass. And this is what's crazy. They went and laid tracks for this railroad through this pass back in the 1850s. And the craziest thing about this railroad pass that was going to go through this incredible climbs and descents and weird turns and all that was when they laid this track, at the time they were putting the track down, there was no locomotive on the planet that was capable of handling that pass, that part of the trip. But they laid the track anyways. Why? Because they knew if they laid the track, the train would eventually show up. There would eventually be the locomotive with the power to go through that. And I think that's really what our hope should be in. Our hope should be putting the faith, laying down the tracks of faith in Jesus and his plans, that even if we're stuck in a scary, high, mountainous, cold, dangerous pass, but if we lay those tracks of faith down, the locomotive power engine of Jesus Christ will come through and take us to our destination. So that's my hope for you. First of all, thanks for praying for me and my family. I'm doing well. And I hope to see you this Sunday or this weekend.